Welcome to the Jointery podcast, a podcast where we study the lives of study the lives of two dads trying to find the balance between the families, hobbies and work. This week on the Jointery, we discover
we are still married, but man, dude, that was frustrating.
Way to go, bro.
Let's just search for the meaning of life as it had never been witnessed before. The Jointery podcast.
Oh, we're back, man. We made it.
Dude, I don't know how long.
Dude, episode 30, bro.
Really? I've only listened to like 8 episodes. Are you sure it's 30?
30, man. Episode 30. We made it.
Wow. We should start to change things now that we've hit 30. Like, because you know, like when you hit 30 years old, like you start to have like real life, like, okay, this is what life's really like, you know?
Yeah.
And then you start to like change. Like you're not closing as many nightclubs and stuff like that. And like, you know, maybe we should change. Maybe we should mix it up now.
What's the first thing we should change?
We should probably have guests. We're gonna run out of shit to talk about at some point, bro. Like, there's no way we can continue this train. But like, you know, maybe guests. Maybe we can, you know, switch from, I don't know. Like, how many podcasts is a lot? Is 30 a lot?
I don't know if 30 is a lot. I mean, it's not even like a full year's worth yet. We haven't even hit a year yet. So,
No,
but I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, 30 episodes, man. That's consistency right there. You know what I mean?
That's
consistency.
That means we've talked for 300 hours. Right?
Well,
is that right?
Yeah, no.
Each one is an hour. No, 30 hours.
30 hours.
That was, you know, each one's like an hour and a half. So it's like, yeah, like it's not 300. It's 30. 30 hours of non-stop talk about nothing. Get ready for more sort of poop jokes and, you know, shit.
Yeah. No, this is great though. 30 episodes, man. Congratulations,
That's exciting.
Man. Congratulations. Thank you.
Maybe we should pretend we're going to make a shirt for that.
Yeah. a 30 episode shirt and yeah. Something to commemorative. A commemorative. I couldn't think of the word. A commemorative.
When was our first episode?
Well, we could probably do the math. Probably, most likely not. Actually, we just thought 30 episodes was 300 hours. So.
So by that math, we've been doing this for 5 years.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus. You imagine? Wait, I know it was like in February or something like that. Can you imagine? Okay, if we talked 300 hours between February through now, which is basically February, March, April, May. I'm counting on my fingers, by the way. June.
I know that. I know that.
5 full months, 300 hours. That's almost 100 hours a month. It's like, maybe like 130 hours a month, right? So that'd be like, we probably talked more than 300 hours, to be honest with you.
I was going to say,
down
off the air, off the podcast, we probably definitely crushed that for sure. But dude, this is it's 30 episodes though. Pretty cool. Pretty.
There we go.
Are you?
Do you hear that noise? It sounds like
I do hear it now. Yeah, I do hear it now.
That's Bubs with his karaoke microphone, probably standing outside my door. Just like he puts his mouth like over the microphone, right?
Yeah,
like, oh, he's deep throating the microphone, and I try to tell him, like, bro, like there's an appropriate distance that microphones are designed to handle. And he was like, oh yeah, and he was like jams it in his mouth. I'm like, oh dear God. So yeah, if you hear that whistling or you hear like what sounds like a kid yelling into a megaphone, that's what Bubs is doing.
Dude, I'm dealing with the same thing at our house over the last couple weeks because for Penny's birthday, we got her own little PA system. Basically, it's a one speaker system, but it has remote wireless mics. You can do Bluetooth to it, and she had a karaoke machine that we had bought her for prior, like last Christmas or something, right? And so she wanted an upgrade to that, so we upgraded her, and then of course Franklin gets the karaoke machine as a hand-me-down, and oh my gosh, bro! And the karaoke machine records It has a record function. So remember I told you he started to like beatbox and stuff. Like he started to like get the beatboxing and stuff like down. So now he's full on producing songs in his room, bro. Like full on, like he'll be beatboxing and then he'll start singing and then.
Dude, your kid has access to the internet, man. You might roll in there one day and he'll be like, "Dad, my album dropped yesterday, and I've already got like 5 million downloads." You'd be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Dude, he started recording his YouTube channel this week too. That's another thing he did. And the kid, okay, so we got him. He's doing the karaoke bit, whatever that thing. So I'm hearing that constantly now. It's just like throughout the day, all day, he's just in there, working on his beats and stuff. Which is, that all the great producers started out that way. So
I saw Hustle and Flow. I know how it goes.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, so he does that, and then he started his YouTube channel this week. He's his handle is Rocket Boy, and so
perfect.
We got him these 2 little cameras for Christmas, right? And they're like selfie cameras, so they have the ability to the camera flips back. Like it flips like a flip back camera, so you can do like you can talk to the camera and see yourself on the screen, and so you can actually be like doing like little YouTube videos and stuff. So this kid, I walk into the room the other day, he's got his iPad set up, then he's got his camera set up on a tripod facing the screen, so he's recording himself playing the game. And he's doing a voiceover at the same time. He's talking to the camera, and dude, he's 6 years old, and he's already like rocking the YouTube setup. It's like it's crazy, man. He's going somewhere.
Dude, he figured that shit out in like a couple weeks, man. Where you at, bro? Like your son's got this. Like you should maybe you should hire him to help you with your content.
I know. It's gonna be sad when he's got more followers than me on YouTube and Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Dude, he's gonna be fucking around in there, and like one freaking song is gonna pop, and then all of a sudden he's gonna have like 50,000 followers, and you're gonna be like, "Hey, man, I gotta go. My son booked an appearance at the mall, and he's not old enough to drive. I gotta go take him to the mall." You
think I have time, Frankie? You think I have time to record with my podcast with Luke? Sorry, Dad. We're busy. We got things to do.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, I'm on this podcast that has like 10 million downloads a week this week, Dad. Like, honestly, like your podcast is nothing. Like you couldn't even book me on your podcast. Like, remember that?
Oh, that's great.
I don't have to worry about that one. I don't have to worry about any of this but Bubs.
Really? He seems like he's creative that way.
Look, he was born to be the front man of a band. He doesn't want to learn to play any instruments. He's too lazy. He just wants to walk in there, throw fucking attitude at everybody, grab a microphone, and start screaming. That's his MO.
Oh, hey, they need those too. Those guys are the ones who walk around school, pull all the chicks, don't even have to try hard. It's just one of those people, man.
No, my son is. I love him, but all signs with him are pointing towards not having to try hard at anything his entire life. So I love him, but that's just how it's looking right now. I mean, he's a cute kid with a lot of personality. Everybody fucking loves him, and he spends so much time around girls that he'll never grow up like I did, not knowing how to talk to girls. He's going to grow up being annoyed with girls, not knowing. Like, I had to grow up and I had to learn how to talk to girls. He's going to grow up and being like, I've talked to them so much, I can't stand them anymore.
Yeah. Hey, better to be that way, I guess.
Cool story, bro. It's like, sounds great, Bubs. I don't know, man. He was playing with it. Look, yesterday, Ellie had a birthday party, and it was at a park, so Bubs came, and her friend came, and I left for a little bit, and I came back, and Bubs was playing with his sister and her friend, and they were all having a good time. I was so freaked out, dude, that they weren't fighting, and that one of them wasn't had stormed off from the park mad at the other one while I was gone. That there was other parents there. It's not like I left them in the park alone. It's a birthday party. But, But like they were playing so well together. I was like, what the shit is this? And I'm like looking at him and, and they're just, the girls are doing everything for him.
Oh, so he's got it on lock already? Jeez.
Dude, it's the no game game. It's the no game game. Is
no game.
I don't need game. I was born with it. I've all of my father's personality and none of his garbage.
None of his insecurities.
None of his pain.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
has it cooled off down there or up there, over there in your area? Has it cooled off?
It had. It was up until today. It had been 80 degrees and sunny every day.
Oh,
for like a whole week. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, this could be the best weather we have for another year, like the best weather week. It just hit. And today is like it's like 90. It's not even like really that bad. But I did go into the shop for a minute, and I did immediately fall into a flop sweat. So I got to get this Mr. Cool system set up, but I'm missing parts from it. So.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm one of the packages. Like UPS showed up and they're like, it's 7 packages, and they gave me like 6 of them. They're like, we're missing 1 box, and like I checked the tracking, and it's just like sitting at the facility, and every day nothing changes with it, and like I keep hitting the company up, and I'm like, can you help with this? Because every time I call UPS, they're like, tell the sender to deal with it, and they're like. Yeah, we're gonna look into it. Like, no problem. They've been really good about it, but oh my god, it's just I don't know. I want to get that air conditioner set up because like it would be nice to be able to sit in my shop right now.
Yeah, dude, I'm sitting in my shop right now, dying for you guys. I'm doing it for you. It's 100 degrees outside. Is it? Let me check the temp. The garage temp says 100, but that's always a little high.
This is California garage weather.
So right now it says on my phone that it's 95 out. So yeah, so my garage is a little thing.
It's like a dry heat though, 95
Yeah, but it's hot though. It's still hot. Dry heat, schmy heat. It's still hot.
Is that a saying?
Yeah. It's dry heat. I think that might be a saying. I don't know.
Dry heat, schmy heat.
Dry heat, schmy heat. No, but we're fighting the heat with a pool now, bro. We got a pool.
Oh yeah. So you have a pool and you've been like running a daycare for like the last 2 days.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, I've had.
What the hell's going on over there, bro? Like, we haven't been talking as much like this week. It's just been crazy, and I'm
I know you've been busy. I've been busy. No, so yeah, this weekend we it was actually really cool. The we got a gift card. And so we got from somebody, and so we used that gift card to buy the pool, and so which was really cool because I've been looking at these pools, and luckily we found one on sale at Big Five, and it's only it was only like $189, and it's a 14-foot pool.
Wait,
it's a 14.
That big ass pool was only under $200.
Yeah, it was under $200 at Big Five right now. It's on sale.
Dude, I think I paid $200 for my dog pool that I let my kids splash around in. Fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, man.
It looks really nice.
It is. It's steel frame construction. It's got like a triple layer. The actual pool itself, and it comes with the water filter system. It's great for the price. Can't beat it.
What is Big Five?
Oh, you guys don't have a Big Five? It's sporting goods.
Is it like a
I didn't know that. It must be like a Dick's. It's like a Dick's. You know what I mean?
Do you have a Dick's? I mean, I know you have a Dick's, but do you have a Dick's Sporting Good too?
We have Dick's out here too. Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man. Like, look,
I just assumed Big Five was a national chain. I didn't know it wasn't.
No. Once I found out that Girl Scout cookies were different on the West Coast than they are in Chicago, I no longer assume that anything is the same everywhere. So
that's true. That's a good point.
That was my reality check this year. I mean,
it did blow your mind. I remember it blew your mind. But yeah, we got the pool. We got it set up this weekend, and the kids have been just swimming every day. It's been great.
Have you been in there?
I have. We've been in there. Me and Debbie have been in there a couple times.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's great. But we didn't when we bought the pool. Because we're idiots, dude. We're just fucking idiots. And we bought the pool thinking, okay, we bought a pool and it's got a water filter system, so like we're good to go. No, we don't need anything else. And then we start reading the instructions. It's like, oh, you need chlorine, you need this, you need that, you need, we're like, shit.
What all the extras cost?
So it's like it's really just chlorine and like the conditioner that you have to put in the water to. I didn't know this about chlorine, but chlorine, if you actually just pour chlorine into a pool, it evaporates like almost immediately because it wants to turn into a gas. So you have to put in this conditioner stuff that bonds to the chlorine when you pour the chlorine in, so then it stays in the water. So I'm learning all about pools, man. This is all new to me.
Dude, I can't wait till you become a part-time pool boy.
Shirtless in the backyard, walking around.
Yeah, welcome to the Condorosa.
Would you care for cabana number 2?
Yeah, exactly. Would you prefer shed number 1 or shed number 2?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, speaking of pool boys, though, oh my god,
what?
Oh, dude. So we went to Michigan like last week, right?
Yeah,
and we visited Jackie's friend who has a house out in New Buffalo, right? So right over the border, and she hired some landscaper dude to come do some stuff, but she hadn't met him yet. So we were there when the landscaper showed up, and it was 2 college dudes, right? And they were both like sleeveless shirts, baseball hats, and like pool boy tans, right?
Yeah.
And both of these dudes were friggin' ripped. And I was like, I looked at they're good looking dudes. And I was like, I looked over them. I'm like, oh. I'm like, and I saw her catch first look at them. And her jaw dropped down. And then like she came back in after talking to him. I'm like, why are you even in here? Like, shouldn't you be watching them do their shit? Like, they're like sweaty, lifting around heavy logs and shit. And I'm just like, and she's just like, this is money well spent.
Yeah. What is this service called?
It's called Landscaper with Perks.
Yeah. Landscapers and logs.
Yeah. Log man, we take the logs. I don't know. I'll come up with a good one by the end of this podcast. Something about we'll bring you handle the logs and we'll handle everything else.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, anyways, we got the pool, and we're learning now that we just basically gave ourselves like a $40 a month bill. You know what I mean? Because you gotta do chlorine like every 2 days or every 3 days. You got to pour more chlorine in, and
really,
it's like So it's like $7.50 and what?
If you don't, does it turn into like a pond?
Yeah, eventually I'll have like a frog pond in the back.
So wait, since you're in California, is the pool up all year long, or is it a seasonal thing?
We haven't decided that yet. I mean, I guess technically it could be up year round since we don't have snow and all that nonsense to worry about.
How cold does it get there?
You mean in general? I mean,
what's the coldest part of it?
It'll get down to the high 30s. It's not going to freeze. It'll never freeze
during the day.
Oh no! At night, during the day, it gets no. Yeah, during the winter they'll probably not want to swim. So yeah, it's like in the 50s and 60s. You know what I mean? So it's not really swimming weather during the winter here.
I never thought it got that cold there. In my head, I always liked California. Like it's probably between like 70 and like 110 all year long. That's what I thought.
No, like during the winter, like December, January, February, like those months, it'll be in like the 50s and 60s for part of the time, and then it'll quickly go back up. Just to remind you that you're in Southern California, it only gives you a couple. It only gives you a couple weeks of that, and then it's like no. But yeah,
so it's not like Chicago where come like November the happiness turns off and it turns back on around early June.
It's just sadness for 6 months.
Dude, I think we went like 40 days without sun here.
Ugh.
It's not like Washington,
Seattle. Yeah, it's not Seattle. Yeah,
but it's still shitty.
No, dude, I spent time in Seattle, and Seattle is it I'm telling you, man. You understand why the depression and the suicides and all that. I get it, man. It's when you never see the sun, it starts to affect you.
I mean, yeah, dude. It's definitely got to be depressing. That's why they probably sell so much coffee.
Yeah, you got to stay awake.
And then it drives people into some crazy stuff. I mean, just look at Kamani. I mean, his whole shop looks like Dexter's Laboratory.
I know.
Like he's just murdering people there. And he had that one reel. I think he did it for me, where he had a dude tied up in his shop.
It was Paul. It was Paul from 1116 Woodworks. He was.
Was it?
Yeah. He was over there, and he had Paul lay down.
He was like, I asked him about it. He was like, I was like, so what was the deal with that? And he's like, he came over. He's like, you want to film a reel together? And he's like, yeah. He's like, what do you want to do? And he's like, are you comfortable with me tying you down to the table or something like that? It's like, maybe gagging you. I'm sure Paul was like, you can tie me down, but my safe word is mongoose. So.
Oh, dude. Yeah. No, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, the pool's good. We got the chemicals going. The funny part about the pool though was last night we went to go put the pool cover on. Yeah. And we just got it, right? And that's another expense, by the way. We were like, oh fuck, we need to get a pool cover because it just got full with leaves the first night because the wind's blowing and our backyard is like gets pretty windy. So putting a pool cover on, if you've never done that before, is a test of a marriage. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, are you still married?
We are still married, but man, dude, that was frustrating.
Way to go, bro. What was it like? Move left, snap harder. What was the problem?
The problem is that like if you don't, first off, we got a 14-foot pool and we bought a 14-foot pool cover, which it makes sense, right? But it's just big enough. Like it's like if you don't put it on exactly right, the thing like barely fits. And Debbie started the whole thing off with, let's get a 15-foot pool cover so gives us some extra room. And me being the guy, I'm like, no, we need it's 14 feet. We need 14 feet. It's get it 14 feet. It's it's so much it's cheaper. So I'm like, yeah. So we get out, start to put it on, and not more than 3 minutes into the experience, Debbie's like, see, I told you we should have got the 15-foot.
Nothing's better than the I told you so.
Yeah. And like immediately into the excursion too. It's not like
and this is why I'm always right and you're always wrong.
Yeah. And so we start putting it on, and it's like, because it barely fits, it's like you pull it a little too hard on one side, the opposite side of the pool cover comes off into the water. So we're just it's like
put it on a fitting. Is it like putting on a fitted mattress?
In a sense. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah, it's like that. And it has a drawstring to tie it, to pull it tight. Once you get it around everything, you got to pull it tight and tie it off. And it's 11:30 at night. She's let's do this real quick before you got to go to bed and get up for work. So and she's like, okay. And I'm like, so like the whole thing, she's just like already irritated.
Can you return it? Like, can you return it? Get the bigger one?
We got it on. It's on. It'll be and now that we've done it, we kind of figured out the right way to do it. But
yeah,
after
together,
solo
without your spouse, that's the right way to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an adventure last night. But so yeah, the pool's good. Kids are loving it. We got the pool cover, got the pool supplies, and I'm a pool owner now. So
it sounds like what is it that place you bought it from treats pools how like Walmart treats coffee makers, right? So like Walmart
Yeah.
sells coffee makers and they don't make any money on their coffee makers. Sometimes they lose money selling their coffee makers, right?
Yeah.
Because they know that people need to keep buying coffee and filters for those things.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
So like they don't need the money to make the money on the coffee pot because they're going to make more than enough money on the coffee filters.
Yeah, and they got us for the the cover. And then we got to and I forgot. We got to buy cartridges for the air filter or the water filter too. That's another thing that we have to, spend monthly on or bi-monthly or whatever. So, yeah. But the kids are happy. That's all that matters.
You know what? Like, let me tell you from my expert opinion, dog pool does the same thing.
We had that. That's the thing is that we've had the small pools, we've had the blow up pools. We've done that for the last like 3 or 4 summers. And it's just like, fuck, man. They just last like 2 weeks and then they pop, and you're just like, God damn it. Then you got to go buy another one. And so yeah, this is why we went this route.
Dear Lord. Well, that's freaking. I'm excited for you, man. That is a lot of fun. Like I've have friends who have pools, but I've never owned a pool before.
Do you have a pool in your right in your vicinity?
Like we got a public pool 3 blocks from my house.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, it's a nice one too. I have not been there yet. The kids keep asking me to take them, and I'm like, that's like double the work of normally watching you. Like just watching you guys and hanging out with you. And if I take you to the pool, like that is not like dad gets to chill while you guys get to, play. It's dad has to be in the pool with you and yell at you 50,000 times. I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I told him you can have your mom take you to the pool. So
are they not swimming yet?
Oh, they are both swimming.
Oh,
like Ellie, like Bubs just leveled up in his swim class where like he could swim to the side of the pool and flip over and come back, and like so he's good. And like Ellie, she probably could have gone on the deep end, and because she's going to swim and skate camp. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Yeah, every day for the last 2 weeks. Her last day is tomorrow. She goes ice skating and swimming.
Oh, you did tell me about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, you did tell me about that.
Yeah. So she's been ice skating, and she's doing really good at the ice skating apparently. And then
she does
the swimming,
good at everything.
She's an athlete, dude. I mean, she's just I don't know. She's just always is impressing me. And then so she did that, and then so Bubs knows how to swim too. So, but
are you a strong swimmer?
Oh, dude, I'm like a freaking manatee on steroids, bro. I could go hard. So
yeah, you are a good swimmer. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But no, the only reason I bring it up is because I was just talking about this to my neighbor because their kids came over. Like you said, I was running a daycare this week. So we had neighbor kids at our house, and they're not the best swimmers, I guess, yet. Like they haven't, they've done swim tests, or they've done swim class once, but they haven't done it again. And we weren't really stressing about it. This is a 33-inch pool in my backyard. It's not like,
yeah, I see those kids are standing in there.
Yeah, they're standing. So the swim is, but I was telling her, the mom, our friend, and I was saying, I was surprised when I went into the Navy, right? Because you go to the Navy, in boot camp, you got to pass the swim test.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised how many grown ass men who were going into the Navy couldn't swim.
Really?
Never learned. Were scared to. Had just different reasons. And I just take it for granted, of course, because granted, I take it for granted, of course, because I grew up in California. Now out here we have pools everywhere. You know what I mean? There's pools, there's ocean, there's pools, but back east, Midwest, places that, outside of the coastal areas, they don't have pools like we have pools. So these guys didn't grow up swimming,
Yeah. No, I have a lot of pool experience. So the only thing I'm nervous about when I am getting towards swimming in water is if I'm going to like the ocean and it's like, will I get eaten by a shark or not? That's pretty much it. like, am I going to make the news for getting eaten by a shark? Like a regular public pool, I'm like, I just hope nobody has a camera. Like, There's parts of me that are super tan, and there's parts of me that are almost translucent. So, like,
I just thought, it's so funny, dude. Like, there's this guy who was one of the like when you first get into boot camp, right? It's like the thing too. Like, I don't know if some other people will have the same experience as I did, but everybody's trying to kind of feel each other out. Like we're all in there at the same time, and we're all like going through this experience at the same time, same experience of. And it's all new for everybody, but everybody also is trying to feel each other out, and people are trying to rank, the pyramid of, or whatever you want to call it, like the tiers of social society of, I'm the top dog, you're the top dog, whatever.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy who just like, he thought he was just like walking around the barracks like he was a bad motherfucker, right? And he was, acting all tough, and, he was like, he would be talking shit to people and stuff like that. And then as soon as we went to have the swim test, this is one of the motherfuckers who couldn't swim. And so like he went from being like the biggest badass to being like the fucking like just like so scared to even get in the water and stuff. It was just crazy to me.
How is that even a thing? Like why go to the Navy? And like also like I imagine like the dudes who decide to go Navy are a lot different than the guys who decide to go Army or something else, or like Marines or Air Force. Like, isn't Air Force the most picky one?
Picky is like, in like who they take, you mean?
Yeah.
I think so. You gotta be smart to be in the Air Force because planes like flying, you gotta be all that shit.
So wait. To be in the Marines, you have to be crazy, right? To be in the Air Force, you have to be smart. Yeah. To be in the Army, I guess you just have to want to kill people, and then like. To be in the Navy, you just have to be able to swim.
You gotta pass that swim test. It's
deal breaker. It's a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah, I always thought the same thing. I was just like, how are you going to come into the Navy and not know how to swim? It just seems so counterintuitive. But I guess you're on a boat.
Did you know you're called a seaman?
Dude, it's just funny, man.
Whoever picked that name too is just a dumbass. Like, what are we going to call our troops? Well, we're at sea, so we should call them seamen. Like,
sir, did you hear? You know what seaman is, right? No, it's fine. It's fine.
We're gonna have a load of seamen on our deck. I'm like, oh my god, like there's got to be a dude like standing behind that guy, like looking at his buddy, like, are you fucking kidding me? Are they really gonna go with this? Like seamen? That's the name. We couldn't be like water boys or like aqua dudes or like anything else, like seahorses. We can be seahorses. I don't fucking care. Like not seamen, dude. Come on. I don't want to be like that is just the dumbest fucking name. Like what Army is just troops, right? Like why does Navy got to be seamen? Like what are the other
Marines are grunts.
Okay,
Marines are grunts. Army are I don't know what Army is. I don't know and I guess Air Force is flyboys, right?
I was gonna say like why couldn't they be water boys? Like that's better than seamen.
Yeah, or shipmate. Well, shipmates.
Yeah,
shipmen.
Yeah,
not shipmen.
Boat bros. I don't fucking care, man. Like oh no, here comes the seaman. Like I can't. Don't be wrong. I really respect the armed forces, but like, there's a lot of dumb shit going on in there.
The awesome cartoon, aqua dudes and shipmen, boat bros, aqua dudes and boat bros.
Yeah, like the Navy. I hope their theme song is that what's it? The T-Pain song. I'm on a boat.
It's either that or the obviously the In the Navy song by Men at Work.
That's more likely. We're gonna be called seamen, and here's our theme song: In the Navy, in the Navy. Like, oh my fucking god! Like their marketing recruiting person was like, "We're not gonna go with that, guys. I'm just telling you right now. Like, none of this goes in the marketing material."
Corey and Chris are gonna get a big laugh out of this.
Oh, dude, I hope they do.
Over there on the ship. What's it called again?
Make Shit Podcast.
Make Shit Podcast. There you go.
I'll be honest though, I listened to that podcast, and they're doing pretty good for their first couple podcasts. You know what? They lost me on the first. I told Corey this. I'm like on the first episode when you guys started talking about like using like Navy terms, and like you were talking about like making like tools from shit you found on the boat. I'm like, yeah, I was like, there's like a 30 minutes where I didn't understand a single thing you guys were talking about. Like, so, but no,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
I'm not gonna call it the Make Shit Podcast anymore because they both are trying hard, and like if there's a shitty podcast out there, I don't want them to take our title. You know.
No, I was obviously joking. The makeshift podcast, or actually, didn't he say they're going to change the name to the underscore? God damn it! Now I got to look it up because it was so fucking funny, man. He said they were going to change it to something else that we were talking about. But
like, I could joke around about it, but like, I don't want them to go by the Make Shit Podcast because, like, I don't want them to have the worst podcast out there. I don't want. I refuse.
No, don't worry, they're fine.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
We got that one sewed up, bro.
Thank God.
People are eventually going to start messaging us. Why are you continually doing your podcast? Nobody is listening.
Maybe we should just spend the rest of shitting on everyone else's podcast. You know, like maybe that could be our. Maybe that's what we do after 30. Now that we're experienced podcasters, we just shit all over everyone else's podcasts.
Yes, we become the podcast that everybody has to listen to because they're like, oh my God, what are they going to say next to dig themselves farther into this hole?
Yep. Like, oh my God. Like, do the Patreons for the Axe and Iron podcast get free meth?
It's like a car wreck. You just can't not look. They can't not look at us.
They get 10% off their Geico insurance. As if you're part of the Patreons group.
Oh Jesus, dude!
Oh my God,
man, dude! Frankie's been doing this funny thing. So the other day, a couple weeks ago, I showed him the Justin Nunley because I told you he always starts his sentence with "Dad, did you know?" Right? And so the other a couple weeks ago, I showed him the Justin Nunley video, and I'm like, dude, if you're gonna do this, you got to go full force at it, bro. You got to end everything with "now you do." So now he walks around the house asking us questions, and he'll fucking end it. "Now you do," and fucking walk out of the room. It's just the best,
dude. That's so funny. Thomas, what are you doing, man? Give it up. I think there's kids at my house. So he's been doing that whole like, and now you know.
Now you do. He'll fucking walk around and say that stuff, and I'm giving him a couple more weeks of getting it down because he messes it up still every once in a while. But once he gets it completely like locked in, I'll record him doing it, and then I'll send it to Justin, and be like, "Look, bro, you've inspired my son."
That's so funny. Yeah. Okay, so I have a question for you, right? So, like, do you ever look at how closely do you look at your analytics on Instagram?
Not super close. I mean, I look at them, but I'm not as into it as you are, obviously. So,
well, I am into it, and I do like looking at the numbers, but so I don't know if you know this or not, but I have a lot of followers all over the world, right?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, like, I happen to have a good amount in Brazil.
Yeah.
Right? And
see.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. It's Portuguese.
Oh, it's Portuguese. That's right. They don't say that.
I don't know what.
I don't know what yes is. Portuguese. Yeah, me neither.
Portuguese, but I can tell you from what I'm about to tell you. There's dudes out there that want me to know what yes means in Portuguese because, dude, I've had 4 dudes in the last 2 weeks try to pick me up. So, like, they were sending me messages, right? And they're just like, "You're so handsome," and I was like, "Thanks." I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to be rude or anything like that. Yeah. And then, then one of the dudes was like, he's like, "I have a present for you." And I was like, probably don't want this, but I was like, "Oh yeah?" "Oh yeah?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "You want me to send it to you? It's XXX." And I was like, wow, like, is that how it's done in the DM? Like, I don't know how it's done in the DM. Like, and like, so like, homeboy's like ready to send me dick pics. I'm like, I assume that's what it was, unless he had.
I like the fact that he asked.
He asked. And when I was like, no thanks, that was it. It ended. So, like, he's probably doing a numbers game. And I'm like, bro, if you like me, I'm like, spoiler alert, there's a bunch of dudes who look just like me that follow me. I'm like, just start go through. I'm like, you never know who might say yes to you on that one. You know?
How do you say teddy bear in fucking Portuguese? Because that's what they think about you, I bet.
I know bear in Spanish is like oso, or maybe that's eyes.
I think that's it.
I don't know.
Oh,
Because I know like the Chicago Bears, like I sometimes see the Bears hat in Spanish, you know.
That's crazy, man. So have you ever been solicited by a girl on Instagram, or is it only? I'm just curious. I'm just wondering if like where you fall into that category.
No, not really. I think there's a lot of girls that are nice to me. But like generally speaking, I think like the girls like pay more attention to my account because they see I have children in like all my shit.
Yeah.
So like, you know, though I did have Bubs's barber, who's a girl, ask me if I was a single dad. I didn't know if that meant anything. So I'm like, hey, like, what if I were? I'm like, wait, no, that's I do not want to trade my wife for a barber. Like, that's a horrible move on my a 21-year-old barber. Like, hard pass. Like, thank you for that. Yeah. Like, I just want to know that, that some other people out there still,
are noticing,
would be interested in putting up with me. Because, like, look, we have a working relationship and a friendship. I know I'm not the easiest person to deal with. You don't have to tell me that. Like, I know. Nor do I have interest in being the easiest person to deal with.
Yeah, that is too funny, man. Well, good for you.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know what to do with it. Like, I'm like, can I?
It must feel good. It just must feel good to know you're wanted. You know what I mean? I'm not getting hit up by Brazilian men. What does that say about me? Jeez.
Dude, one of the dudes, like, he had like 9 photos on his account, and all of them were like pictures of him in a Speedo, and that Speedo was real tight. So
when you, in full disclosure, when you sent me the first,
I sent you one of them.
Yeah, you sent me the first one, and I don't know. Well, I don't know if it was the first one. You sent me one, and it didn't have anything but the guys. It was just a screenshot of the conversation, and you know how it is on Instagram. Like the message pictures are all like tiny, right?
Yeah.
Of the account. So I didn't know. It just said Camilo something or other, and so I was like, it could be a girl name, could be a boy name. I don't know. I just assumed it was. I just assumed it was a girl because it was somebody hitting you up. And then I took it and I zoomed in and saw. I was like, "Oh my god, it's a dude!" I immediately sent that to you. I was like, "Was that a guy?"
Yes.
I was dying.
Yeah,
dudes
are trying to hook up, man. I like, and like my wife is like, she doesn't care. She's like, do it. Like, she's like, just leave me out of your stupid ass shit. I'm like.
Oh man, that is too funny.
Yeah, so
too
like,
funny.
And like I just don't want to offend these guys because I don't want to have anyone unfollow me.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're like a celebrity in Brazil, probably, man. If you were to get some sort of account, some sort of, you should hit up some Brazilian companies, dude.
Imagine if I got. Well, I did have one sponsor that was from South America, and that one totally screwed up. So, but can you imagine? I turned on that. I told you I turned on that one sponsor from South America. The one that was they wanted me to buy pine wood from Home Depot.
Oh, that's right.
And then but I found out later it was a specific type of pine that's not even available at Home Depot. And they were like, "Hey, just fake it." And I was like, "No, like I don't want to do that. Like I actually respect the people that follow me, so I don't want to fake shit. I already got enough ad stuff on there as it is. Like,
look, we already faked this. You can't be faking anything else.
Like, look, if you told me that you weren't even posting these and publishing them, and we were just catching up, I'd believe you.
Like, can you imagine?
Yeah,
I was just like recording this with you every day or every week and not posting them.
Yeah, you're just documenting our conversations. Like, good podcast this week. I mean, like 3 weeks from now, I'll be like, "Hey, man, I went and checked it. I haven't seen a new podcast in like 3 months. Like, Are you posting these? You'd be like, oh shit. Oh shit.
I'm just keeping them for me, dude. That's all.
Wait, you're the one catfishing me. Maybe this is your Brazilian account that you're sending me dick pics with. So I'm just glad they didn't straight up dick pic me because, like, I don't know.
That's what I was impressed with. I'm like, I feel like the standards of today's men are rising. They're not just sending the dick pics; they're asking if you want them. You know, that was nice of them.
Well, look, Facebook or Instagram is owned by Facebook, and like, if there's anything they hate, it's dick pics, and if it's anything they love, it's anything that is borderline racist. So, like, as long as they don't send any, dick pics, like, it's fine. Like,
yeah.
Like, if they get busted for sending dick pics, their account might get shut down. And
dude, speaking of wieners, have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy?
Wait, the Odie's guy? Is that what you're going to talk about? That guy's the biggest wiener of the week.
That's not where I was going, but since we went there, can you believe that whole situation? Jesus, man.
That's the dumbest fucking shit, man. Like, talk about how dense people are. Like, this is, Dave, 3D DIY Dave, had a great comment he posted on his stories today. And he pretty much nailed it. And what he said was, some dude was like talking about, like, I could pull it up and read it, I guess, but it was basically, the gist of it was, the guy was just saying, like, oh, you guys are fucking bunch of idiots, and this is all, you guys are trying to pull the cancel culture shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're not, dumb fuck. He's like, basically the whole thing of it is Odie's is probably a superior product. It's probably a great product. It's probably healthier for you than like a Rubio or whatever. But I don't know. Do you want to even pre-frame this? Maybe some people haven't even heard about this.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably talk about it real quick.
I don't want to spend more than a couple minutes talking about it.
No, Daniel.
That doesn't help Daniel at all, and it only helps the Odie's dude.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not all about giving him plug really, but Daniel Dunlap from Daniel Dunlap Woodworks. He basically he's on the Another Woodshop podcast, just for reference. Which is
actually a good podcast.
It's a great podcast, and it's apparently it's doing really well too. So good for them. So he in a comment on a post that had nothing to do with Odie's oil, made a return to. He answered a question from another person asking if he liked Odie's better than Rubio. And in just a simple post response, he just said he thinks Rubio's a superior product. Right after that, or days after that, the next day or whatever, the owner himself from Odie's, I don't even know the guy's name, he attacked, it doesn't matter.
I think attacked Tony.
whatever it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He then went on a tirade and went and talked a bunch of trash to Daniel and saying how he was attacking their company and all this stuff. And Daniel basically just said, look, I'm wasn't tagging you because this wasn't about you. This was just a comment about this, and you were blowing this way out of proportion. And the guy basically came at us as a community of woodworkers who work in their garage and wear snapback hats and, are just learning, and basically just talked a bunch of trash. And the community basically got behind Daniel and supported him this week. And it was a big to-do. And that's basically it. But yeah, to me, it's just the whole thing is just like blown out of proportion. The guy made like a stupid comment to Daniel, and then, which in a deserving way, the community rallied behind Daniel and, has basically told Odie's to go fuck themselves, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think it'll have any impact on them long term.
No. They're a big company.
They're a big company, and look, to be honest with you, I was on Clubhouse and a bunch of dudes were talking about it, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck about any of his attitude. I just care that the product's superior."
Exactly.
And look, that's their right. But I, generally speaking, don't like supporting anything that's related to Florida. And this dude happens to be from Florida. Look, it's not just Florida. I've a couple friends in Florida. Like Nathan's from Florida. I'll support him.
Yeah, yeah, logs in.
But like, I'm not going to support a Florida-based company if I can help it. Like we were talking about going to Disney. I'm not going to the Orlando one. No way. But yeah, yeah, screw that dude. Like, look, the thing is that right or wrong, you don't have to be a dick about it. And fortunately, look, you could vote for who you like as a company by giving them their money. There's a lot of other great companies out there that make finishes that are healthy for you, and their owner isn't a dick. I mean,
like Bumbleshoots,
like Eric from Bumbleshoots, certified asshole free. I mean, that guy is a very kind gentleman. So
he should actually put that on their labels. Certified asshole free.
Yeah. Dude, and like I saw the owner of Total Boat, right? And he was posted a great video about, and like Onefinity posted a great post about like, hey, look, Google, Microsoft, Apple, like Onefinity, all these other companies started in a garage. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck. And if you like, we're spending money. Like, tell me you don't spend money on finishes. Like,
no, we do. Yeah, I'm not spending $50 on a jar though. That's the reason I never had Odie's in my shop. Like, it's just too damn expensive, and it might be a superior product, but it doesn't fit in my price range. You know what I mean?
Look,
so
I'm also not selling fine furniture.
Yes, that's true.
So,
all right, enough about the Odie's bullshit.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. We support Daniel Dunlap on this podcast.
Now, if Daniel was smart, he would come out with his own line of finishes.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
The
lap sauce.
Lap sauce. Dunlap sauce.
Oh, yeah. Get your jug of lap sauce.
Get your jug of Dunlap sauce.
No, it's lap sauce. You get it done.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, man. He needs to come up with his own brand of finishes, bro.
Get her Dunlap sauce.
Oh,
get her Dunlap sauce. There it is.
Oh, God.
I knew we'd get there eventually. Get her Dunlap sauce. We gotta get this.
It's just a bunch of finish, and it comes in a snapback hat. Doesn't even have a lid or a container. It's just loose in the hat. You gotta scoop it out. It's like, this is a fucking complete mess.
Pick yourself up some Get Her Done lap sauce.
Perfect. Just
found it. Rockler today.
So,
oh man,
man. Anyways, so okay, wait. So what were you gonna say before I mentioned that dickweed?
I was going to ask you about the vulgar chef. Have you seen this guy yet?
Oh, dude, I yes, because it's been, look, one of the benefits of being a Patreon with us is the private chat group that we have of just Patreons. And this has been a very popular one in the chat group where that vulgar chef. But I remember him from his YouTube.
Oh, really? I didn't. Yeah, I'm new to the page, and I just dig him because I just like the way he talks. You know what I mean? I like the fact that he's just, calls a fucking hot dog a glizzy, and I don't know. He just, the way he talks, he's like, motherfuck this, fuck that, get some motherfucking shit and this and that. It's just, he's very, he's not trying. But you could tell he obviously knows his food and he knows what he's talking about. But the way he chooses to present it is in a way that's enjoyable to me. I don't know why. I
think he has a cookbook.
Oh, okay, great.
That's written like that though.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like I forget. Hold on. What's it called? Yeah. It's all right.
But I wanted to talk to you about a few things that he had on his page that I saw that I'd be interested to know if you'd be down for. So, chocolate covered. So basically, he takes a hot dog, wraps it in like pasta, or like not pasta, but like pastry dough. So he cuts a little chunk of hot dog off, maybe like 2 inches long, and then he wraps it in pastry dough, and then he takes that and he deep fries it and then dips it in chocolate and then pulls it out. Tell me, are you down for that?
So it's meat dipped in chocolate
It's
in a pastry dough.
It's hot dog. It's basically like a corn dog dipped in chocolate, but it's not corn. It's like pastry dough, but it's not. You know what I mean?
I'm down for that. Like like the sweet and savory, man. I'm always down for that. You kidding me?
Yeah, I saw those and I was just like, I got to make these. I gotta make these. These sound so good. And he does a whole thing about he calls them glizzies, and he does like glizzy burgers. And so like he'll take a hot dog and he'll split it down the middle, right? Not end to end. He'll like come in like like a half an inch or an inch, slice it down the middle, and same thing on the other side. He leaves it so they're attached. So when you can like
I've seen them.
I'm explaining for the people. I know you've seen them.
You know what they look like, right?
Yeah, I do know what they look like.
I don't know why he's called the glizz. They should call them, I don't know. Like they definitely, they look like women's private parts. I know.
Yeah, they do.
In the off chance that we have a couple women listeners in here, I am not going to offend you guys at all. Try to come up with a vulgar name for it, but yes, they do. They do look like your private parts.
Yeah. So he takes those, he splits them down the middle, like I said, and then he stuffs them with different types of things. He'll take ground beef and he'll stuff it full of ground beef, and then he'll fry it on the pan, and then he'll take cheese and potatoes and put it inside, or he'll take different things. And I was like trying to think of like what would be the ultimate inside stuffing for your glizzy burger, your glizzy patty.
So hot dog.
I'm always so surprised that I stump you on these food things. You being like an ex-barbecue chef, like food guy, like I feel like I always stump you on when I go, what would you put in this?
Well, it's not because I can't think of anything, right? It's because like 800 things rush to my head at once. And I'm like, which one of these is the best? Like one thing I've done before is I've like taken shrimp and smashed them into like pork and like grilled pork with the shrimp together, and like, wow, that is really good. So yeah, I would probably maybe what I'd go with. What if I went with like, what if I went with like an egg, right?
Oh, I'm in there. I'm in,
and then wrapped it in bacon.
Oh, like a hard boiled egg, or like
a soft boiled egg, so the yolk goes everywhere.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Right?
Yeah,
maybe with some like Chihuahua cheese on it, right?
Yes.
And then like some pico de gallo, and then you put it on like a brioche bun or like an English split top bun kind of a thing.
Yes. Yeah, dude. I mean, that sounds amazing. I'm gonna go 50% chuck. I'm gonna go bacon a quarter. And 50%, and the other 50%. No, that doesn't make sense. 50% quarter of so chuck, bacon, and Italian sausage, and I'm gonna wrap that up or mix it all up, throw it in the middle, and then I'm gonna put some like a cheese blend over the top of it of some sort, and then maybe a little bit of green, something green on top to top it off, and man, put that on some sort of, like you said, the brioche or something that.
Oh. Or I would go with my custom meat mix, which I know this butcher, and he's an owner of butchers, right? His name's Rob Levitt in Chicago, and he is a master butcher. Okay, like he does classes on taking apart pigs, and when I used to go to his meat shop, I would ask him for lean ground beef.
Ooh.
That was like 90% beef, 10% fat. And then I would have him add like another 15% to it of pork fat, like bacon fat.
Yeah.
And then I would have him grind half of it once and then double grind the second half. Right? So it's like a mixed texture with the velvety of the pork fat mixed in with the beef fat. And it is like I could, dude. If I brought that to Brazil, I could be president of Brazil.
With your looks and that food, you're taking over.
The American bear brings delights from up north, and I want to rule your country. And they'll be like, good enough. Like, are you currently indicted for anything? No? Fine. You're gonna go.
Oh man. That sounds awesome, dude. So the other thing that this guy makes, because he's big into fitness stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard this. I've never seen this before. He made Pedialyte pasta. So instead of sauce,
fuck is that?
You know what Pedialyte is, right? The stuff
it's
that
like
you drink.
the electrolyte drink.
Exactly. So he starts with his pasta, and then he dumps a whole thing of Pedialyte into his pasta and mixes it up, and it absorbs into the pasta, and the pasta turns like a pink color, I'd never seen anything like that before. It tripped me out.
Are you gonna make Pedialyte pasta?
No, I have no interest in that. Look at me. Do I look like I'm trying to lose weight? No, but it's just like I've never heard of that before.
I do find it annoying though when like people like make up words for things and it becomes like their thing, right? So he's got like glizburgers and glizberries and like glizz this and glizz that. And look, I'm late to the party, so I don't know what this glizz shit's all about. But
me neither.
Yeah, but like a really talented maker, John Malecki, right? Like he's always building outrageous stuff. He's got a big personality. His business is exploding. Like, cool dude. But he keeps calling everybody yins. And I don't know what this yins is thing. And
yins?
Yins, like YINZ. And I'm like, he's like, oh, you bunch of yins. And I'm like, what am I? What is a yin? Yins? I'm like, I don't know what this means. And I'm like I know I come off as like probably some old man or some shit like that, but like I'm just like, look, man, like I could barely handle the English language as it is. Like, you guys don't need to be making up fucking words. Like,
yeah,
like, glizberries. Like, why don't you just call them split dogs or something?
Yeah.
Semen. That's a better name for your product. The Navy thinks it's a great fucking name. Go with semen.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's all I have for you this week.
Oh
Done.
man,
My shit list is off.
Shit list? You want to see? We look at my shit list,
or we can just wrap it up. I don't care.
What time is it? Oh, is it already an hour?
It's been an hour, bro.
Okay. Well, I already did the dudes picking me up, so I could delete that one. All right, here I'll just do one off my shit list. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with this one. So Bubs is yesterday or the day before. He's talking to us, Jackie and Ellie and me, and he's like, "I'm only afraid of two things." Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can name like 10 things you're afraid of, but sure, bro, let's just go with it. Like, what do you think the two things Bubs is afraid of? That he said he's afraid of? I mean, anything is probably wrong, so I could just tell you unless you want to.
Brushing his teeth and spiders. I have no.
Whoa, you got one of them. So, he said, "I'm afraid of tornadoes that could hit our house."
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I was like,
sense.
"Well, I mean, we do get tornado alarms here. The likelihood of a tornado actually hitting here is pretty low, but it is a thing where we're at, which has never been a thing for us before." And the other one was black widow spiders.
Ooh.
And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, why black widow spiders? He's like, black widow spiders, Dad. I was like, okay. So whatever, bro.
Well, they sound scary. I mean, I get it. I mean, spiders. I've never been scared of spiders myself personally, but like Debbie's fucking scared of them. Like really scared of them.
I'm like, bro, do you want to look at video you trying to get a shot at the doctor's office, or maybe like we could talk about how you feel about me pulling out teeth, you know? Like,
yeah.
He's like, nope, sorry. Like, oh,
tornadoes and black widows.
Tornadoes and black widow spiders. I'm like, okay, bro. Yeah. I don't know. I'm nervous because I haven't heard him since he was yelling at my parents. So I don't know what he's been doing downstairs by himself, or even if he is downstairs. Like, so, like, I don't know. All
Yeah,
right, let's
that's
wrap
funny.
this shit up. Like, I know we've been trying to keep this podcast down to a reasonable amount of time, but I do have my shout outs ready, and I have the Patreons ready. So I've done my job, Ben. How
Let's
about
do
you?
it, man. Let's do it. I got my shout out.
And wait, let me just double check. Who's that on the text line? Okay. The ongoing conversation between Mark from Grumpy Woodchucker and us, which I know you never check it, is still going. His last text message, which I didn't check for like 3 days, was like laughing about us talking about him texting. Which, by the way, he's such a nice dude, and he just did a contest right now where he was like, I made a coaster and I'll customize it with whatever you want on it, like just a
I just want a bottle opener.
Yeah, bottle
opener.
Yeah, and so he messages me and he's like, what service do you use to pick a winner? And I was like, well, did you post it as a reel or did you post it as a post? He's like, reel. I'm like, well, good fucking luck. Like every service out there that's like a content pick your website is based off of posts only. And he was like, oh, fuck. So, yeah. Anyways. All right. So I forget. Oh, wait. Let's do the shout outs first. All right. You want to do yours first?
Yeah, I'll go first. My shout out this week goes to our good friend Paul. We already mentioned him once today from 1116 Woodworks. He's nice so nice, such a good dude. This dude sent me. And
if you invite him to your shop, you could tie him up.
he offers that as a service. No, Paul's a great dude, man. He sent me a mallet. Unprompted or anything, just showed up in my house one day.
Really?
Yeah, he's a good dude. He is at 19. Well, he was at 1987 followers on Instagram as of yesterday. We're trying to get him up to 2K, so we're pushing him hard. He's also just a super nice guy, great dad. He does photography on the side. He just recently started working as a photography assistant out there in the real world. And dude, it's his fucking birthday this week. He's turning 41. So nice. Happy birthday, Paul. And
happy birthday,
go
Paul.
check it. Yeah, go check out his account, 1116 Woodworks.
Do you want to sing Instagram. Happy birthday to him?
Yeah, I'll save that special for him.
Happy
I do a whole
birthday,
thing. I do
Mr.
a whole thing. I get dressed up. Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, that's my shout out.
I got two again. I should probably cut it down to one. So Justin Bailey at Campfire Woodworks. I bought. He posted one post and he's like, "I'm making another batch of these bottle openers," and I checked his website and they were like $40, and I was like, $40? Are you kidding me? Yes. So I bought one and it came to the house, and it's a mallet shaped bottle opener that also, which I didn't even see in the description because I don't read. Has a rest to put your cell phone on, so like you could use the mallet to open a beer, flip it over, and then use it as a cell phone stand. And it also has a magnet on one side, so you can magnet to your fridge. I'm like, dude, this is genius. So
yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I'm going to use it as I'm sticking it to my air cleaner, so people will be like, "Is there a mallet glued to your air cleaner?" So, so Justin, great dude. Check him out, Campfire Woodworks. And then I'm pretty sure I gave her a shout out before, but Lindsay at Woodbrain.
Yep.
I've been working with Lindsay this week on helping her with her Onefinity. And she fell into the same trap that I fall into all the time, where somebody's like, "Hey, why don't you make blah blah blah?" And then she said in her head, "I could do that," right? But it, so it was somebody had told her, I think Onefinity had told her, like, "Why don't you make a brain out of wood?" And so I've been helping her make a wood brain this week.
Wow, that's cool.
And so we designed the brain and set the carve for it, but we also made this really cool wood brain coaster that I hope she carves. It would be so cool. So yeah, so big shout out to Lindsay at Woodbrain. Awesome person. Married to Eric, who's one of the nicest dudes ever. So
he is. Yeah. Lindsay and Eric are great. They're the best.
Yep. All right, let's wrap this shit up. All right. Thank you to our Patreons for your money. We really like your money, and it's very kind of you. We don't spend it on anything other than this podcast.
Not at all. Actually, nothing. We haven't spent it on anything.
Well, we're supposed to be using it on this Zencaster thing, but we can't figure out how to get the money out, so I'm just paying for it. So it's fine. Okay, Kyle Foot, the Footman, from Footman Footworks of Woodworking Foots.
Yes.
Matthew Gerard from the Wooden Mustache. Lee Oman. Lee is going to have a great video tomorrow. I can't wait. Big Mike Holmes from Broken Lead Woodworks, who blew up a bottle of Odie's this week with an assault rifle. Yeah. Dave Wirt from Rustic Joy. Super nice dude.
Yep.
My mom, Wama Gelman, at least Gelman. Tim from Turgworks. The voice of the podcast.
Yes.
Yep. Dave the Thriller Miller with a beard like a pool cover. From D. Miller Designs. Billy Estes from Simple Wood Co. Corey _Stan from the Makeshift Podcast.
Odyssey _Stan.
What'd I say?
You said Corey _Stan.
Oh, right. Yeah. Look for his podcast. Good dude.
Yeah.
If you want a podcast where you might learn something, there you go for that one. And Eric from Bumbleshoots, the unofficial lube of the podcast.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys, like always. And if you want to be a Patreon of this podcast, go check out the link at the bottom of each episode. You guys just click on that and go over to Patreon and choose how you want to support us. We really appreciate that. Also, if you guys want to leave us a review on Spotify or Apple, that would be great. We'd really appreciate it. It will help grow our podcast and get our numbers
text
up.
us.
Also, text us. That would be great. Text us.
Yeah. Do you remember the number?
908 Pop Bong.
There you
908 Pop Bong. That's us. Did you notice that we got tagged in a marijuana friendly post from Hickory Homestead Creations this week? Did you see that?
Did not.
had like a whole song about marijuana and shit. It was really funny, dude. You got to go look for it.
Oh god, I gotta look for it. That's fucking great.
But anyways, thank you guys. Leave us a review. Become a Patreon. Support this podcast. Yeah. We talk a lot of shit, but we really enjoy doing it, and it's fun. And if you guys want to keep listening, we're gonna keep doing it. So
yeah, and if you don't want to keep listening, we'll probably keep doing it.
Either way.
Look, your listening is only a bonus to Ben and I getting a mostly uninterrupted hour together a week.
That's awesome, dude. All right, get us out of here, man.
All right, take it away, Tim. Balls. Man, fucking stupid.
I know.
Catchphrase.
This has been a ConMan creative production. Text us anytime at 908-768-2664 or send us a message on our Instagram, thejointery podcast. You can find Ben at Condorosa Creations or Luke at Luke in the Garage, everywhere that social media is sold. That's garage, not garage. Say it properly.